So a really big car debate right now is single overhead cam engines versus dual overhead cam engines. Now let's talk about what the main differences are and what the main misconceptions are. Now a lot of people when they're describing, let's say, a dual overhead cam, one of the parts that's not even in a dual overhead cam engine is a rocker arm. See, in a single overhead camshaft, you have a single camshaft driving all the cam lobes and the intake and the exhaust, so you need the rocker arms to actuate them. Now in a 24 valve configuration, this requires a forked rocker arm for the exhaust typically, and then two rocker arms for the intake. Now they sometimes use dual overhead cam pretty much because a lot of people need the variable valve timing to get the gas mileage for the new EPA ratings. So if you're wondering why single overhead cam is sort of becoming extinct, besides a few manufacturers like Honda who still are phasing in all of their vehicles to dual overhead cam, it's mainly because they have to reach these average fuel economy requirements set by the government. So if your vehicles, if you take the entire lineup, they have to average a certain miles per gallon. Now that things are sort of switching this year, you could easily see where you're going to see more gasoline engines. You might even see larger displacement engines because now the restrictions are sort of being lifted. So hybrids are going to become the new popular alternative if you want more fuel efficient vehicles, but the move towards all electric, that's really going to go down even more than it was already going down, and you're going to see vehicles like single overhead cam. Now the vehicle in this example, this is the modular engines that Ford used to make. They came in a 4.0 V6, a 4.6 V8, which was the most common, a 5.4 SOHC, and then the 6.8 liter V10, which actually replaced the Lima big blocks or the 385s. So Ford basically phased in the dual overhead cam Coyote, and they really only use that engine on the Mustang and the Ford F-150. But if you were going to go based on the ease of maintenance and what's the easiest to work on, most people will tell you single overhead cam works at lower to mid-range RPMs better. If something goes wrong, there's less moving parts to fix. It's a lighter weight engine, so it actually gets very good fuel economy. The main reason dual overhead cam is becoming so popular is because high driving at high RPMs, the dual overhead cam is really the only engine that can achieve the very strict miles per gallon restrictions, but single overhead cam is actually a more reliable technology, I would say. So if you find a used single overhead cam engine, that is the recommendation.